What's up, guys? Scott here. It's the first time I'm going live, and I thought, why not, man? I'm not doing anything else at the moment. Just chilling on a Sunday evening. As for let's experiment and let's see where it goes. So, what do I want to talk about? Usually, I have some sort of topic, but today I have no topic really to speak of, apart from maybe the title of Why Not? That in life in general, you're always going to have opportunities to expand, and that life is really about expansion. Now, this doesn't mean you can't take your time. I recommend that you do take your time because time is kind of the only asset that we really have. So you don't need to be a bitch to it. You can use it to your advantage. You can use it as an ally, as a friend or a teacher once said to me. So do that. However, if you're not doing anything else in your day and you're feeling a bit of frustration or boredom or angst, look around to see what opportunities are available for you to act upon. And by the way, they don't have to be massive opportunities. It can be going for a walk. It can be making a coffee. It can be calling your girlfriend or friend. It can be going to the gym, making a cup of tea, eating a biscuit. Something as trivial as that. Watching a movie, going to the cinema. But the key is to not be afraid to act on something because what I've found is yes, there's something called being overwhelmed where you're taking way too much action, but it's also procrastination, and what I believe where a lot of depression comes in because of not enough action. And you need to take action in this world. You need to move. And you'll be surprised. It's like we often wait for the perfect opportunity to act upon what we want to do. We have to feel good. And yet it's kind of like going to the gym if you're overweight. But once you actually arrive at the gym and you start moving, you start losing the weight, you start feeling good, that you realize that the action purified you. And that's what action does. And whatever the case may be in acting on what you prefer, it really is about simply taking the action and dropping the expectation of where it's going to go and just let life kind of take you. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be running around with your head on fire or your hair on fire. You can take it slow, you can take it at your own pace. But you have to move to some degree in this world. You have to flow because we're physical beings. And taking the physical action is what completes the circuit. There's a teacher called Bashar out there on YouTube. If you don't know who he is, Bashar. And he speaks about how we're in this physical reality. And as a result, we have to take certain actions to complete the circle of your passion, of your expansion. So if you have an idea, eventually you have to act it out, whether it's writing a poem, a book, going on a date, applying for a job, doing the job, traveling around the world. You need to take some action. Now, it doesn't mean you can't cultivate ideas in your mind, but at some point you need to take the physical action. Now, should you take it when it's ripe? Absolutely. But you shouldn't always worry about perfection and just kind of get into a rhythm. So, yeah, man. Otherwise, it's kind of like having all these ideas in your head. It's like having a beautiful car, like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini in your garage. You have this great idea, this perfect model, this perfect car. But have you ever took it out for a spin, right? So why always be the one, and I'm speaking to myself, watching other people live when you can be the one living? And the funny thing is, and the paradox is, we often believe that everyone who is making content or living their quote unquote dreams are these perfected models, but it's an illusion. And the more you act and just kind of get into the game a bit, get a bit more fired up, take the car out for a spin, you'll realize that nothing is kind of perfect, and yet everything is perfectly incomplete. So don't be afraid to dive in. And it doesn't mean you need to dive into the deep end, but don't be afraid to dive into life and do what you want to do and move forward. Because again, it's not about being perfect, it's just about moving really in the direction that you prefer. So that's what I'm doing today, making my first live stream. I was inspired by my friend Johnny Berber, who unfortunately he passed away a month or so ago. But he always used to make live stream, man, and he was really good at it. And he inspired me the way he would just pick up the vulnerability or pick up the camera, be vulnerable, and just express from his heart what he wanted to say. And that is an interesting thing, isn't it? Not always having a topic or a reason or a need, logically, a reason to do what you want to do. Sometimes it's just the impulse to do it, and that is enough. It's okay to be sporadic. It's okay to be spontaneous, because often we need that sporadicness or that spontaneity to balance out the control that we often have, which causes the hesitation to act. So don't be afraid to be spontaneous, and don't be afraid to even be a bit sporadic and be a little crazy and just take a chance sometimes, especially when you know something like me, for example, just doing a YouTube stream, it's not a big deal. I mean, I don't have anyone watching this right now. It's just me. I can say what I want, blah, 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 blah. Is anyone going to watch this later? Maybe. If so, hi. Thanks for tuning in at a later date. I wish you would come earlier, but it's okay. We're going to carry on. So, what do I want to talk about, man? I want to talk about being vulnerable and what this YouTube channel is about. The life artist. Why did I call myself the life artist? Well, I realized that this life is pretty crazy, right? I mentioned this, I expressed this before in a previous video, that we live on a damn rock floating around a giant ball of fire. We go to sleep every night going into these different realms, these different dreams. Who the heck were we before we came in? And who are we going to be after we leave? It's a magical thing. And science is magical as well. Science is awesome, but our logic and our rationale, our scientific brain, can only take us so far, right? Because if we were truly completely scientifically orientated, why would we do some of the crazy shit that we do, right? So there's emotions, there's magic, there's color, right? Otherwise, we'd all be living in the countryside, breathing clear air, trying to live as long as possible, only eating greens, waking up at 6 a.m., getting our sunlight, doing everything that's logically correct. And some of us want to live in cities, like I. Some of us want to smoke cigarettes. Some of us drink alcohol. Some of us do crazy adrenaline junkie shit. Some of us do shit which seems to go against the norm and doesn't make any sense, and yet it seems to work out. What is that all about? Well, for me, from my personal experience, is that you can't just rely on science. You should use logic, 100%. And that's something I struggled to understand for a while. And I think it was because logic was made so dead to me at school, so dead to me via society growing up. It was so serious. And usually, if you're serious and too logical, you become fearful and sterile, and your life loses meaning. I'm just loosening up my jaw. Forgive me. This is my first live stream. Your life starts to lose meaning, right? And that's why I introduced the idea of being a life artist. Again, it's just a name. Don't take it too serious. But it's the idea of creating a sweet science, having logic, having routines, being structured, splash a bit of color in your life, have a bit of fun, have some imagination, and blend your intuition with your logic to create something awesome. And that is what I've been doing. And it's been really fun. So, my aim with these videos is to continue just sharing my wisdom, my teachings, what works for me. A, because it creates a library for me to remind myself of what I already know. So there's definitely that selfish element there. Excuse me, I like to be selfish in that way and give myself that love. But also, I know if it can help me, there's at least one person out there that it can help, right? Now, some of the videos I've been making have been awesome. And I know that they're just not for me. So for me, I love making videos. I love speaking. I love having an audience. And I love getting feedback just to see where this game's going to go and continue the dialogue. So the aim is to keep making videos, share what's working for me, and see if it resonates with you guys, because I'm sure it will resonate with some of you. And I'm interested and intrigued to see what you guys get from it and what kind of ideas you guys have, because I'd like to put it into my artistry, into my life, and see if there's any new insights that you guys can share with me as well. And later on, at some point, I'm going to offer coaching, maybe some mentoring, some 6 months, some 12 months, but we'll see, with some Zoom coaching, once a week, once a month. Maybe we do some group meetups. If you live around London, or if you live in the UK, you're willing to travel to London, we'll go out for a meal, catch up with all the other clients and see how that goes, man. It's the main thing, really. Sharing, honoring each other, creating a dialogue, and just communicating, man. Just being natural and help each other grow, help each other wake up, help each other liberate ourselves, and just find more of that self-love, man. Find more of that expression and more of that freedom, which everybody is looking for. But it requires a certain communication, a communion with yourself, in order to be able to relay that with others, and the confidence to get together and trust yourself and thus others to reach out and create that change. So that's it, man. I'll probably keep this one short and sweet, as we have zero people in the chat. It's all good. In time, there will be at least one. Maybe only one is needed. This is a good little trial entry into the live stream. And yeah, man, I look forward to connecting with you guys, and keep rocking. Whatever you're doing, have fun doing it. Remember, it's a ride. This life is truly only temporary. I mean, I lost my friend like a month ago, and it was a shock. It was like a big shock, man, because he was like a brother. He was like my best friend, really close friend. And to lose him was so sporadic. It was so sad, right? Started crying straight away. I was in disbelief that the whole thing even occurred, and it occurred in a sad way, and it was shocking. So post that, of course, I'm still processing, but post that, it's really reminding me that this life is short. Doesn't matter if you live to 100, 150, 10, 15, 1,000 years. It's going to go quick, right? Look at your own life. How fast has it gone, right? Seems to only go faster. But it's all good. It's all good. You can learn to slow down, but you don't need to worry about that. But it's left me kind of wanting to share my story a bit more. And it's also made me a bit tentative in a good way, and a bit more empathic to other people. And that really, what we all are seeking is connection, right? Maybe the connection we felt or didn't feel as a child. We all want that reunion with ourselves, that freedom, that love to play and have fun being ourselves. So that's my mission with this channel. if you want to call it a mission. That's my joy. That's my passion. And yeah, man, I look forward to continue sharing my story. Again, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but I'm me. And I'm whole being me, whatever I am right now. And you're whole being whatever you are, whatever you're going through is what you need to go through in the moment, and it will pass. Everything in this life will pass. That's what I learned recently. Everything will pass. So appreciate what you have. And what I appreciate is having this YouTube channel, having a little audience, however small it is, be able to share, and just having the vision and being excited to grow. So that's it, guys. I'm probably going to bounce now. This is the first live stream. Hello, if you're watching this later. You're a cool dude or lass for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with me. It's appreciated. I'm a funny dude. Everyone's funny in their own way. And yeah, man. I'll see you guys on the other side, and I'll probably drop another video this week and we'll catch up. So peace. I'll speak to you guys later.